below freezing last night,
Great day.
and I put my favorite car away for the winter. Finally. I, I enjoy these evenings when we have a swearing in, and I have a trustee who just called in ill and begged forgiveness. Should have told him to dial in. But he is at home recovering from whatever. So with that, I'll call the meeting to order for this Thursday, November 18th at 7:01 p.m. Christie, would you please call the roll?
Absolutely. Trustee Porter?
Here.
Trustee Bancole?
Here.
Trustee Parigi?
Here.
Trustee Husani?
Here.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Here.
And Trustee Kemper is absent tonight.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Oh, very good. So, we have a land and development sale for 1311 East Irving Park Road within TIF 4. We have open and read proposals for purchase redevelopment of the 1311 East Irving Park Road site. Who is taking the lead on that? Juliana? Bernie?
Right, so this is a sale of property that the village purchased probably, I'm going to say 12 years ago, or thereabouts. And it's in the TIF number 4. And because it's owned by the village acquired it with TIF funds, and the property is now being offered for sale and redevelopment, there is a requirement in the TIF Act that you seek proposals for the development of this property, or alternative proposals, because you currently have this proposal for the development of the property. So accordingly, the village did publish in the newspaper a notice informing the public that there was this proposal, and the notice was a request for proposals for the purchase and redevelopment of the 1311 East Irving Park Road in Hanover Park. And there was information in the notice concerning where the property was located, what kind of proposals the village is looking for, the proposal that the village has, and that all of these documents were available here at the village hall. It specified that any proposals or alternate proposals for the purchase and redevelopment of the property would be received at the village hall, and that they were to be addressed to Christy Merrill, the village clerk of the village of Hanover Park. Further, it provided that if anyone wanted any information about this, they were to contact Melissa Rasmussen, the village planner, either by email or phone, or they could come in, I guess, at the Village of Hanover Park Municipal Building. So I guess the first question is, did you receive any proposals, or?
I did not personally receive any, no.
Okay, and your office didn't?
No.
Okay, and Melissa, did anyone make any, is Melissa here? Oh, Shubra, do you know whether or not anybody made any inquiries concerning alternate proposals?
No.
You don't know, or they didn't?
Requests for information for any proposal. There were 2 requests for information about any construction activity, but no proposals for the land.
Okay, all right. So generally speaking, that if there were some proposals, then the notice provided and the procedure would have been that the village board would have acted on any and all proposals, that they would have been opened here at the village board meeting, and the village board, of course, could review them, accept them, reject them, whatever, but there aren't any, so I guess that's the bottom line. So I guess that's the purpose of this part of the agenda, is to make that determination, and apparently there are no such proposals.
Excuse me, Attorney Paul, how long will this remain open to accept proposals?
So if they were to be, let me look at I think the notice simply said that the proposals had to be brought to the village clerk. Today was the last day to bring them, and the village board would open them publicly tonight, if there were any, and apparently there are none. Now, as far as any further proposals, you have in this agenda packet a ordinance authorizing the sale and the redevelopment of that property to a party that's made a proposal, so you can review that one. And it's up to you as to what you want to do. I mean, I think the plan was that we would go through this process, and that if, in fact, there weren't any proposals, that you would consider this ordinance this evening, and it's on the agenda.
That's correct.
For that purpose.
It'll be later on the agenda. This part of the agenda is just to determine whether there were any other proposals, and we're reporting there were not. So,
So we're ready to move on with the sale of the property. Okay. I've moved for a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any items to be withdrawn from the consent agenda should be announced at this time. Any? Hearing none. Madam Christie, if you would please call the roll.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Frigie?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Now for the fun part. I will, when I get to my following this, I will be speaking to the officer that was shot in Bensonville, who lives in Roselle, and met his family last night. So I'll speak more to that when I get to my point of the agenda. But with that, presentations, and this is the part I love. Swearing in firefighter Frank Davino. Frank, if you would. Put my masky old on. Okay, I like this part. This is the fun part. Bringing firefighters on board to serve our community. And we have a little fun with this. But it's honorable to do for the Frank Davino? DA.
The attendant was put in about 15 days.
Okay, Fino. Okay, DA Fino. Firefighter EMT Frank Davino joined the Hanover Park Fire Department as a part-time firefighter EMT on July 22nd, 2019. Firefighter EMT Davino graduated from the Romeoville Fire Academy and is currently completing his paramedic training with Central DuPage Hospital and will be graduating early in 2022. Firefighter EMT Davino Also has received his associate degree in emergency response and operation from Maricopa Community College. I still don't know where that is. Where is that?
That's in Phoenix, Arizona.
Arizona.
Yes, sir.
You left the Arizona weather for Chicago weather?
Yes, sir.
He must be a keeper. Firefighter EMT DeFino is assigned to Station 16 on red shift. Nice to have you with us. Swearing in. Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
Frank Rapino.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I'll support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of firefighter paramedic
the duties of the office of firefighter paramedic
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Mayor.
Forget to move the mic
So what's the number one question I ask at this point in time?
for pictures.
Cubs or Sox? All right.
Are you clapping?
You have family?
They're toast. They're yesterday's news.
Real heroes don't wear white. They wear dog tags. Oh, gee, I thought I lost.
Should we move the? Yeah, can we get, do you want to, is that in the way? The hand sanitizer bottle? Do you want to take, oh, okay.
Do you want masks off? Just take off their masks. Yeah. Just for a second.
Either that or I gotta put mine on.
Is it true that if they're in the photo, I thought there was a law. Congratulations. What happened to the diamond? What happened to the diamond?
You know, you got such a beautiful family that we're gonna take you even though you're a Cubs fan, all right?
The knives are out.
I have a proclamation I'd like to call up Supervisor David Dwyer, Gino, Trustee Gino, come on with us, Gino Martinez.
Mayor, do you have the microphone? Mayor? Can you use the mic?
Pardon me?
Can you use the mic so we can hear you? Can you?
You just need to turn it on.
It was working. Oh, I am too.
Listen, you know, a lot of people think the county officials outrank mayors, and in most townships they do, but here, you top them.
Brian and I have a special relationship. It goes back a few years. Whereas Hanover Township is a growing community in Illinois with a population of over 101,000 residents. It is primarily responsible for human services not regularly offered by incorporated municipalities. And whereas Hanover Township encompasses 36 square miles, houses 6 communities within our jurisdiction of Streamwood, Bartlett, Hanover Park, Elgin, Schaumburg, and Hoffman Estates. And whereas Hanover Township has actively partnered with the Village of Hanover Park in many ways, one of which includes assisting with traffic control at various village events. Whereas Hanover Township was presented with the Township of the Year Award by the Illinois Township Association of Senior Citizen Services Committees during their Board of Trustees meeting on November 2nd at the Senior Center. And whereas Hanover Township retains a high level of leadership with its emergency management initiative, truly supporting municipalities within its charge. Whereas meetings between the township supervisor and the mayor assures a continuum of support, ensuring a quality day-to-day relationship. And you can tell from our interaction here that we get together on a friendly basis quite often. Now, this is the part I like, Brian. Therefore, I, Rodney Craig, President of the Village of Hanover Park, do hereby congratulate Hanover Township for their Township of the Year Award and thank them for the many services they offer to the residents of the Village of Hanover Park. Dated this 18th day of November 2021. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shake the hands of my board.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
Brian, you like to say anything?
Can anyone follow the mayor? But no, thank you all. We appreciate the partnership with the Village of Hanover Park. Certainly one of our strongest partnerships with our municipalities, but I think that that's what makes us Township of the Year, so you guys share in this award as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Chief.
Congratulations, buddy. Good job, man. I will. Hey, good to see you, man. Congratulations, all right.
Thanks, Brian.
Take care, Brian.
Okay, town hall session, anyone for town hall? Pardon me? No one. Village President's report. I have handed out to board members a flyer that I pulled from the Bensonville, City of Bensonville's website. I met with the wife and family of Police Officer Stephen Kodlewski, and what a tragedy for him and his family. He lives right here in Roselle. Right now, he's gotten out of the hospital. He's in rehab. Family prays for him every day. We all do. And if there's any, I'd share this with the board. If any board member chooses to go online and assist with that family, would be appreciated, I know. Our police officers are in a tough way today. People have lost their value system. I don't know what's going on, but we, and I have always sought to train our officers, to keep our officers on top of the business, certification-wise, you name it. Because I always say, I expect you to go home to your families at night. These things happen, and it's a tragedy when it does, and we have to support our police officers to the best of our ability. It's a tough job. I sleep well at night because I know they're patrolling our town. So I just thought I would share that. This evening, I attended the Next Level Northwest. It's becoming a quality business growth and development partnership in our community with, I think, 5 communities have come together to do that. Would be essential as we work to engage the growth potential of our business community. And our manager is involved, Schuber is involved, and the good work is coming. So as this develops, if we know of a business in town that is on the cusp of really coming to the next level, we need to keep Juliana and Shubra apprised of those special businesses and how we can assist into the future. I enjoyed conversation I had today concerning our lobbying efforts. I'm really pleased that be challenged and understand the great lobbying efforts that we are doing within the state, between the lobbying efforts with Northwest Municipal Conference, the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, the IML, DuPage Mayor and Managers. We're doing fairly well, and Scott Marquardt, who we're voting on tonight, helps me keep that all straight. And and my thoughts are, the lobbyist for the Village of Hanover Park is myself, and I do engage them all, and I go down to Springfield. A few of you have joined me. I think the most recent was Herb Porter. Were we the last two to go down? And I know others have gone with me. I took Rick Roberts back a number of years ago. They were celebrating Veterans Day or something down in Springfield. And so we went down for that. And he thinks I know everybody in Springfield. You know, I try to represent our community nicely. But I appreciate the dialogue I had today. The Arnold Heath Memorial VFW Post is looking to relocate to Hanover Park. Sustainability is a key component of their day-to-day operations, and we're looking for younger members to help with that process come along. The younger members are the key to the future. They've been housed in Streamwood like for years and years. The Post serves the people, or the veterans out of Elgin, Streamwood, Hanover Park, and Hoffman Estates, and a few members from Schaumburg. So I look forward to that growth and development. The Department of Labor has, for the second year in a row, acknowledged Hanover Park with the Gold Medallion for hiring and retaining veterans. The number is a minimum, 7%. Hanover Park is at 12%, and we've retained veterans for over 10 years. So when they come, they stay. It's a great source of a diverse environment to reach out to, and each of our community colleges that touch Hanover Park have a veterans initiative hiring component where those who leave the service can go and find assistance. So we've got a nice pipeline working, and I like the discipline that comes with that. The Elf on the Shelf came to visit the village yesterday, and you might want to watch Poplar Creek Library's website. You know about Elf on the Shelf? Some of you do? So I had a little fun with that yesterday. I had to blast in on the manager's meeting because I had to have the elf visit me up here, you know. So anyway, so that's, the poor clerk's going to try to capture all my comments. It is nice to see the tree lighting coming together. I'm not going to say a lot about it because I have a feeling the village clerk may have a few words on that. Prairie Station Pub is also having an event that night. They have a radio commentator coming in. I don't know what that's all about, but the more the merrier. And our veterans event was a wonderful sharing. The commander did just a nice job. Those vets in attendance really appreciate hearing those comments. And kids from Elsie Johnson School brought letters of thank you and appreciation, and those were brought in, and I will get in contact with that teacher. She got out before I got to meet her, but nice lady. And we did with the fire department couple of years ago, I think, we did a video at the Station 2 with that school and that same teacher. So it's really nice. And I completed a video for every class at Einstein School on Veterans Day. I read a book, and that book was transmitted to every classroom at Einstein. I asked the principal, I said, how did it come out? She ran over to check in a couple of classrooms. Her comment to me was, Mayor, you're bigger than life. That made me kind of chuckle. So I did place that on my Facebook page, if anybody would like to enjoy that. And recently, Herb Porter and I attended the Dr. King Remembrance, and it was a nice evening. I appreciate being there with Herb, and I'm sure Herb will say more about that. So that's the extent of my comments tonight. I'd like to move to approve by unanimous vote items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second.
So those will be items 8A1, 8A2, 8A3, and 8A4.
Thank you. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
And Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Thank you all. 885, move to pass an ordinance authorizing an agreement for sale, purchase, and redevelopment of property and conveyance of real estate owned by the Village of Hanover Park. 1311 Irving Park Road. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
And this requires the vote of 3/4 of the corporate authorities to pay us.
Thank you. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Mayor Craig?
Yes. Very good. Move to approve warrant 11/18/2021 in the amount of $1,012,110.53.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on the warrant? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll, please.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Thank you. 887, move to approve warrant paid in advance, 10/29 through 2021 through 11/10/2021. Did I say that right? In the amount of $444,269.54.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions on the warrant? Hearing none. Christie, I'll call the roll.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. 888, approve September 2021 P cards in the amount of $26,739.90.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions on the P cards? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
Trustee Husani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Thank you. Village Managers Report, Monthly Treasurers Report.
Yes, the monthly treasurer's report for October 2021 was included in your packet. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Reading that,
Any questions from the board? Thank you.
and no further report, Mayor.
Thank you. Village Clerk's Report, Christie.
Yeah, so I just have that, our tree lighting ceremony is on December 3rd. Things are coming along well. If you drive by Ontarioville, you will see the tree. It went up. Thank you, TJ and Public Works, for all your hard work with the tree and all the decorations going up. And I look forward to seeing all of our trustees there and faculty. And if anybody has time on Saturday and they have nothing to do, we have the basket brigade going on over at the metro station. And I also am running a gift mart where we have 300 families from Hanover Park coming to Mission Church in Bloomingdale to purchase toys. We have 4,000 toys that we are giving away. So if you have anything to do between 9 and 3, come visit me at Mission Church. That is all.
I will make every effort to
I know you
come.
will.
And the efforts of the Mission Church, even though you can't get into schools this year, is phenomenal.
Thank you.
The cost for those toys is phenomenal, and the parents do appreciate that. Corporation Council report.
No report, thank you.
Thank you, Bernie. Trustee reports, Trustee Porter.
Thank you. Following up on your comment about the MLK dinner with the director, Reverend Brooks, who has been putting this on for many, many years. It was a very well-attended, I think there were about 500 people that were there at the Schaumburg Renaissance Center. A lot of people from both the public sector, from private enterprises, and from government, local elected officials. Very nice. One of the things that was striking was that Reverend Brooks, who is a noted civil rights activist and leader, who actually marched with Dr. Martin Luther King and was a confidant of Dr. Martin Luther King. So he's been in the game for quite a while. And he made a startling announcement. He said that the dream of Martin Luther King is dead. And I think a lot of jaws dropped and eyes widened when he made that announcement. But he went on to say that our country is at a crossroads in terms of where we are going, and with the rise in the turn away from the rule of law in our society, with he mentioned the rise in vigilantism that's rising, with the arming of our communities, that we are socially headed in a very dangerous direction, and if we don't take critical actions to combat that we could find ourselves in some very dire straits as it relates to the social agendas and our social compact that we have with our citizens. And so he was very disturbed with that. But he said that there is hope, and that the only thing that is necessary for evil to survive is for good people to sit back and say nothing. And so that was, I think, a very strong comment on his part. And he was just urging all of us to, I think you've heard the term allies. We need people to move from being supporters of a movement to being allies. And that means being involved, taking a part, doing what you can to combat any type of negative movements that take place, whether it be against immigrants, whether it be against people of different ethnic nationalities, political views. We just need to come back to where we as Americans can find that common ground and those things that unite us as Americans, and begin to pull together and realize that all of our communities are responsible for adding to the greatness and the promise of America, that our strength is our diversity. I think no one realizes that more than us here in Hanover Park, where we do celebrate diversity. We welcome diversity. We champion diversity. And I think it's incumbent upon all of us to continue to spread that message of the value of diversity to our neighbors, to our families, and to our surrounding communities. So it was a very well-attended event. The 5 blind boys were the entertainment. I hadn't seen these fellows since I was a young man, and I saw them live. But the energy and the passion that they present their songs and that they sing with, they had the whole audience stomping their feet and clapping their hands. They put on quite a show. And these guys have got to all be in their 80s, because I know when I saw them, they were old, and that was about 30 years ago. So I know that they're all probably pushing 80s, but man, could they ever sing, and their voices were so clear. Just a wonderful show, and a great way to finish off the evening. They did a rendition of Amazing Grace, which just blew me away. I'd never heard that arrangement of Amazing Grace, and it was so contemporary, but yet so heartfelt. It was really, really wonderful. So that was an excellent evening, and thank you for remembering to include me in that. On another issue, and I'll be done. I'm sad to report that you may or may not know it. The chief did send out a notice, so maybe the board is aware. But we had a suicide in town last week over in Tanglewood area. A young man shot himself in the head and tragically died from the gunshot wounds. And I think that just goes to place an emphasis on the proliferation of guns in our community, that household guns are the most used weapon in suicides. Unfortunately, the majority of suicide attempts by gun are successful. There are very few attempts for suicide that someone tries with a gun that isn't successful, whereas, you know, people can be suicidal for a number of reasons. But if they slash their wrist or do some other things, there is a chance that they can survive, or a drug overdose, or doing different things. There's no surviving from a gunshot wound. And the more guns that we have in our community, I'm afraid that statistics show, not my fear, but statistics show that suicide rates do rise with the number of guns in the community. And I'm not going to go into my soapbox. Everybody knows my stance on gun shops and our move to include a gun distribution site here in Hanover Park. And I won't reiterate that. I think that's well known. But my heart goes out to that family because they lost a loved one. They lost a member of their family. They lost a young man who will have no future. That family will lose moments together. They won't have a Thanksgiving together with that young man, no matter how troubled he may have been. He's lost forever. And it goes to show that, you know, we need to really strengthen our gun laws and our regulation of guns. We need to focus and emphasize on safe storage of those people who choose to have guns, focus on the safe storage and the proper way to handle proper handling of guns for those that do have them. We need to convince people that there are other ways to resolve issues rather than resorting to guns. I think we've seen again with the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, where some men decided upon themselves to act as quasi-police force and apprehend Ahmaud Arbery and killed him while they were supposedly acting as some type of police force. But you know, what you don't understand is that for many African Americans, that goes back to the days of the slave catchers. And it has all of the historical overtones and the racist overtones when slave catching was an authorized and legal activity. And so when slaves would escape, they would send out these slave catchers who were empowered by the community to go out and bring them back to the plantations or to the owners that they had escaped from. And when these kind of things happen, it echoes and it brings in all of those ingrained memories that are in our DNA. It brings back those memories, and it's painful to the African American community when that happens. So, you know, we need to stay vigilant on that front. We also need to make sure that we're putting the right resources into mental health assistance. Not all murders and not all shootings are committed by people with mental health issues, but everyone who takes a life and is involved in something like that has probably had some type of mental distress in their lives. We in Illinois closed down our mental health centers. We defunded mental health. We turned our prisons and jails into de facto mental health centers, and we have people who are sitting in jails who should be in treatment facilities. So those are the kind of things that when this shooting happens, it just brings all of this to mind. and I'm really sad for the family, and I'm sad for our community, but I am encouraged that we can do better and that we will do better, but we must stay on the forefront, we must stay in the fight, and we must stay engaged. And with that, I yield.
Thank you. And thank you for being with me at the event on that Saturday night. I was really looking forward to the Blind Boys presentation.
Yeah.
And until they walked on the stage, I never realized that I had seen them before. And their presentation when they walk on the stage is unique. And when I saw that, I remembered instantly that I heard them at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., and how impressed I was then, and how I enjoyed it that evening. So that was a nice remembrance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what a great representation they provided.
They were fantastic.
They were. Thank you. Trustee Bancole.
Yes, thank you. So earlier today, I had the pleasure of speaking at Lake Park High School. I attended Lake Park High School, and I was able to speak with their civic and action classes, as well as their Black Student Union. So it was about 200 people in total, and I really enjoyed being back there. I really hadn't been back there since I graduated. So that was a great experience. I also attended with the mayor and Juliana and Shubra the Next Level Northwest graduation. And I'm really glad that our businesses have this business accelerator program at their disposal. It looks like they are looking for more businesses to join their program, so I'm hoping I can assist in their efforts and kind of spreading that to our Hanover Park business community. At first, I was going to talk a little bit about, you know, I was going to give Shubra a shout out, and I still will give Shubra a shout out because I learned tonight that she worked really hard in, I guess, improving the look of the new business development that's coming up on Gary and Lake. So thank you for Shubra. Thank you, Shubra, for that. And then I also thought about how, you know, just yesterday I met with Juliana and Remy, and we talked about water and you know, the future of water in our village. But then I stopped and I thought about the fact that I think within the past few weeks have reached out to, you know, several department heads who are always so responsive and so informative. And I'm sorry if I annoy you with all my questions because I just have so many, but I just wanted to really say thank you to all of you. I feel like I'm really constantly reaching out to all of you. So I'm going to say a big thank you to everyone, truly, for just always leaving those lines of communication open, but also for all the hard work that you do for our village. Our village is successful because of you, so thank you. And also, I want to thank Trustee Porter for just his words a moment ago. Your words on the MLK Remembrance Dinner was powerful. I'm sad to have missed it. I was out of town, and also just what you said about diversity and how it really is a strength and shouldn't be seen as any type of weakness. Your talk reminded me that our neighbors in Naperville just yesterday passed the ordinance to allow the new development of the Islamic Center. This is something that is really, really big for the Naperville community, and really just wanted to mention that and congratulate them on that feat. And then also I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Well-rounded report. I forgot to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Me too.
And you know what? I'm big on turkey. How can you forget that? I apologize. Trustee Prigge.
I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving as well. Other than that, no report.
Thank you very much. Trustee Husani?
I don't have a report, but just want to give a shout out to CIDC meeting for having Grace Khan as a chair now officially. So Barry, congratulations, we have somebody now. And happy Thanksgiving, if everybody, that's it.
Do you eat turkey?
Yes, I do every time. The whole family comes at me. At my place, 35 people at least. So 3 turkeys that I bake. Yeah, I bake.
Oh, man, I love you like a brother. I keep learning. Thank you. And Trustee Gutierrez?
Thank you, Mayor, for including me in reading to Ontariovill School on Fridays. I can't tell you how much fun that is.
Oh, it's all right.
And so it's been a lot of fun. I've been busy distributing masks to kids in the area because they do like to trade them. If they're really cute, they'll trade them. And they lose them, so I know that at the studio in PUC, we stopped counting at 4,000, but I know that Hanover Highlands calls quite often for kids' masks, so that's been fun because when I go into these schools, they're just so wonderful. I went to a District 54 resource fair for teachers and educators and principals, et cetera, and the number one need that we were approached with was just the need for services in the community and for multilingual services because our immigrant population continues to grow. At POC, we're getting ready to work with other centers, welcoming centers, as we are getting ready to receive Afghan evacuees. And so we're very excited for the work that we'll be doing, and we want to be ready to extend a welcoming hand to them. As they come in, we've been collecting coats, thanks to the Schomburg-Hoffman Rotary Club, who have been serving Hanover Park as well. Also want to thank everyone for that budget workshop on the 4th. That was actually fun. That was an actual fun meeting. And I learned a lot. And then I will be at the Basket Brigade doing deliveries on the 10th. So if anybody has nothing to do at 10 a.m. on a Saturday and you want to help me deliver food, we can use my car and we can deliver the food. And then finally, happy Thanksgiving, but also the day after November 26th has been recognized as Native American Day. So happy Native American Day to all my brothers and sisters. That's all.
Thank you. Executive session, we have none scheduled. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Usani?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez? Yes. Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Prigi?
Yes.
The meeting is adjourned at 7:40.
I want to thank everyone, and please have a wonderful Thanksgiving with family.